What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. It's a really hot day up here in the canyons, but luckily we got a brand new car that has air conditioning.
Yeah.
So this here is Bryan, and this is his 2015 Ford Focus ST. So tell me about your car.
Well, I got it back in November of 2015. I got it because I needed a new car because I have an 85 SVO.
Fox body?
Yeah. Isn't exactly the most reliable vehicle to drive every day. I test drove one of these at a dealership. It was the best handling vehicle I'd ever been in that was front wheel drive. I had to sit on it and think about it for a couple of weeks, but then I came back and I got one because I wanted to use it as a commuter, which is good because it's a 4-cylinder.
And it's also a good tuning base because, you know, it is a turbo. There's a lot of aftermarket parts for it. You know, you can cob stage 1, stage 3, whatever.
Yeah. I actually have a Roush catback, a Roush intake, and I have Stop Tech stainless steel brake lines.
Okay.
And I got Hawk HP Plus.
HP Plus?
Pads.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this car being a 2015, there's the first model year where they updated the front end, right?
Yeah.
And I think some other little exterior bits on the outside, but mechanically it's pretty much the same Focus ST as like the 2013, 2014. So that means 2-liter, right?
Yes.
EcoBoost, 4-cylinder, turbocharged, direct injection, dual overhead cam, all the goodies. I think in stock form, it's rated at 252 horsepower, and torque is around 270-ish pounds. And it's a 3,200-pound car, so, you know, pretty decent power-to-weight ratio given the price. I mean, around 25 grand is the starting point for one of these.
I have the ST2 package, which comes with pretty much everything except for the steering wheel being heated, the seats heated, and the seats being motor driven.
Okay, so this does give you the leather Recaros?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Every model comes with that.
Yeah, I think the design of the seat itself is really nice. It's got really great bolstering and it's comfortable, but I don't know, the way that the bottom part angles kind of upwards, so like I feel like my knees are pointed up. So then because my legs aren't that long, it's kind of hard to push the clutch pedal all the way down unless I move the seat really close. Yeah.
Well, that's what other reviewers, when I was looking at buying this car, were saying about it. That was one of the main problems I had with it, was the seat is always angled up a little bit.
Yeah.
No matter what. And they said it would give them cramps, or it was hard for them to reach the clutch, or stuff like that.
Otherwise, the interior, I gotta say, for a Ford product, this is really nice. You know, I've driven my fair share of Mustangs and whatnot from a few years ago, and this interior definitely is a big step up. The steering wheel itself is really nice, leather wrapped. They use these nice soft touch plastics on the dash and on the doors, and everything that you touch as a driver is really, really nice. It's not until you look at like some of these center console plastics that you realize it's still an economy car. But,
yeah.
I mean, that's what a hot hatch is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a high-end luxury item. So yeah, this should be a fun car. Let's take it for a drive.
All right.
So yeah, it's been a really long time since I've driven like a brand new refined car like this. So right away, I mean, this car is so easy to drive. The steering, the shifter, everything is so light and easy to use. As far as electric steering racks go, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong if this is hydraulic, but it feels pretty good for an electric rack. Shifter has very nice throws. It's a little notchy, but actually I think that makes it easier to find the gear you're looking for. The ride comfort is really, really at a high level. I mean, with the windows up, I really can't hear any wind noise at all. Very little tire noise, very little vibrations in the cabin. That being said, the car does feel a little bigger than I expected. Being a hot hatch, typically these cars are pretty compact, they feel very nimble, but just driving around on this 1-lane section of road, this car feels pretty big. I think part of that is because I'm sitting really low. Like I said before, since the seat bottom is angled kind of up, I have to lower the seat as much as possible in order to reach the clutch pedal. It'd be nice if I was on a racetrack, but when I'm, you know, on a public road trying to make sure I don't hit potholes and things like that, it is a little bit unnerving. You know, yesterday I just got out of a 2008 Lotus Exige. Oh my god, this thing feels like a Mercedes compared to that thing. It is so comfortable.
The suspension on that must just be ridiculously hard.
Yeah, you feel every single like pebble that's on the road. Ah, that's nice.
That's the noise you never get tired of.
So, if you don't mind me asking, how much did this car run you brand new?
It ran me 30 out the door.
including tax.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Once you get a little bit on the throttle, it does drone a little bit. Does that bother you at all?
No. My mom has a 1972 Mach 1.
Nice.
That the exhaust is just beautiful. It's pretty unbearable on the freeway.
Even the Mark 6 GTI, which is a car that's known for its German qualities, its refinement, its ride comfort, this feels just on par with that, if not a little bit above that. I mean, being a few years newer, it does make sense. So I'll have to wait until I review a Mark 7 GTI. Let's push it a little harder and see how it really does. Car. It's pretty quick in a straight line. The engine pulls really nice all the way to 6,500. The brakes feel really solid as well, very progressive. I think the gas pedal is just too far away. It's very recessed compared to the brake pedal. So when I'm trying to heel toe, I really have to pivot my foot. The transmission is thankfully very forgiving. So even if you don't rev match it perfectly, it's not going to suddenly cause a jerking motion.
Actually, the whole reason why I don't heel and toe on this car is because I'm pretty tall, so already my leg is still cramped up in there, even when my seat's back.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to reach my foot around to catch the throttle because it's so, like you said, it's so recessed behind the brake.
There must be some way you can maybe like modify the gas pedal, or maybe get a different pedal that sticks out more.
Yeah.
Maybe?
I think I might have to do that for when I finally get out to the track.
Yeah, I think for track use it makes a lot of sense. For street driving, it doesn't really matter. Compared to the WRX engine, I do prefer the sound that this one makes. Maybe it's the exhaust, but I've driven a 2014 with stock exhaust before, and I think something about the intake just sounds a little more throaty than the stock WRX. Is it true that this car pipes some of the induction noise through the speakers?
Yes.
Okay, so that's probably why. And compared to the GTI, it definitely sounds a lot more aggressive as well. There is some turbo lag below 3,000. It's certainly a lot better than the 2.5 liter flat 4 in the WRX and the older WRX. I can't get over that blow-off valve noise though. It's like if I go anywhere near the throttle and let off, it's like psh.
Really helps with the handling of this car.
Yeah, I did notice that the torque steer is not that bad at all for 270 foot-pounds. I expected there to be a lot more torque steer, because like the Mazda Speed 3, for example, similar power, similar torque, has just absolutely ridiculous torque steer.
Speed you put into the car, like the more comfortable you get with it and the faster you go with it over time, the handling help, the torque vectoring, actually it gives the car a bit of oversteer sometimes.
Oh, okay.
When you fling it down into a corner, the rear end will actually step out, and it's an interesting experience, because I was actually on Calaveras the first time I took it out in daytime, and I flung it down into a corner, and I came up and it was a switchback. And I turned it in, and the rear end stepped out, and I was just like, wow. That's when I knew I made the right decision in this car. Like, I'm pretty sure the real hot hatch that Ford makes is the Fiesta ST.
Yeah.
But this is the fat older brother.
I mean, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Fiesta ST now. I think this car, without a doubt, is a great daily driver if you want something that's fun and practical at the same time. But I think if you really want to capture the essence of what a hot hatch is, then Fiesta ST, just in terms of size and weight, might be a little bit more engaging to drive. So
at some point, I'm going to get a Vortec intercooler and the big turbo upgrade for it.
Okay.
I want 280, 275 to the wheels.
To the wheel. I think this car can probably handle that pretty well. Like I said, it does torque steer a little bit even with stock power, but it's definitely manageable. I like the dual personality of this car though. Like, you know, when you're just driving around like this, it's so refined. I still can't get over it. Maybe I'm just so used to driving like older, you know, project cars now that I'm not used to these newer cars. When you really get on the power though and you really push it, it does turn into just a little bit of a wild animal, and I like that about it.
It can be such a nice, quiet, little refined hot hatch, and then the next minute it can be some just crazy monster.
Thanks again, Brian,
yeah,
for letting me drive your Focus ST. It's pretty much the perfect brand new car for a beginning car enthusiast who wants something that's practical, sporty, quick, fun to drive, refined when you want it to be, a hooligan when you want it to be. Ford has really been killing it lately with this car, the new Mustang GT, of course the new GT350, which if I get a chance to drive one of those someday, you know, that's going to be something special. And then with the new Ford GT supercar coming out, I think they're really catering to the real enthusiasts, whereas some of the brands, Honda is just, I don't know what they're doing right now. The new NSX is coming out, we'll see. There's a new S2000 replacement that's been rumored, but time will tell. So thanks again guys for watching my video. Please comment and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.